Good girl.
Yeah.
Fly, Ambrosia. Where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now.
He is.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Always trouble in Rosaria.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
I see.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming.
I hope so.
It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals.
Just like the name before me.
4 Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
Okay.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
I do?
My uncle,
Huh?
Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait. Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What's the matter, Nectar?
The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly
Okay.
fearsome beasts. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they... Right. The people of Alastia are going through a lot already. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. And perhaps I can.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, did the Bonners guy survive? He did.
Won't be long now, Martel.
Wait,
See, I am, was
It's not.
hoping to...
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well,
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All her hard work's fine. I took it on, you see, after she...
shit.
Well, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty.
Impressive.
I thought this first harvest could go to... You couldn't take them some, could you? Seemed...
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for...
Oh, she always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had theirs, here you go. Martel apples, they're called.
Damn.
You hear
What's
that,
another
Martel?
one?
Today's finally the day.
Didn't even seem that long ago she was still alive. Maybe in.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. And
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
these aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
Don't thank me, thank Martel.
A gift from the back.
Blimey, these take me back. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the thing. He'd nab 'em right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourself? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they?
They are.
I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to...
Not so much as a thank you. Well, you can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get...
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards. They were clearly...
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's...
Of course not. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Rip off the old block, as it were. Want to travel and see Uncle?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
I'm sounding more and more like Sid every day.
Who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
What is it, boy?
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Not the end. To a brighter tomorrow.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
I just realized, oh,
Mockery of justice is what it is.
Quiet, you! Nothing we're like.
Jill,
what's going on?
look.
Of course.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befalls her. 'Twould be a pity to make it...
Of course, your lordship.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this...
Then they must be here for some...
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the minute?
No?
What's going on here?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, so the Empire wants answers, and what the Empire...
Don't they just...
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Ship... You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. With their 100 full legions. 100?
Who would it be there?
You seen him?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shield. At least I think there was a Black Shield.
Was this the first time they've...
What do you think?
Amber's the arse sending it. If only we were. I might have turned him in.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
No.
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperials...
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave Amber...
May I at least ask...
I don't know who you are or what brings you here. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and some might call it submission.
But if it... This village will not be...
Then we shall be on our way.
That's a slap in the face to me.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking...
Well, whoever they are. But other than Martha, who else in... A new ally would certainly be welcome.
Who else
Perhaps
could it
the
be?
next village will yield more...
Perhaps.
Go,
Let's go.
Ambrosia.
Yeah!
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to take it up with me. What the fuck, falling?
Ever since the
Oh shit!
We've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Nice. Same difference with this side we go, I guess.
It's over!
More of my mother's men.
Here you guys. Some plants up there and something over there.
Time to fight.
I need to lock onto that. Nice one. chest? Something. Opening coin. More black shields. Kill the others by burning them. What?
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you to dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, your friends have been They await you.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Old Hill. Okay. Let's see. What's sense, Torghal?
Death.
More death.
Oh, found her.
Oh, whoa. Tyler.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
They probably already are.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. Come on. That'll do, girl.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
Bastards.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buick. The Empire...
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
One can hope.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Fuck.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy. Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough
Fuck off! And you chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
You sure we're gonna go see him if he's being an ass?
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought, was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built. The Lazarus.
Have to go back a bit.
We'll find our way into the...
If you're sure, do you think it's safe?
As long as it...
So one of these shots. One way, I suppose.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Who the hell is this?
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Oh, you go this up on yourselves.
Or not. Too slow. Nice try.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Is that Tyler? Not Tyler. The other one. I thought you died.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
Wait.
Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Sorry about you, man.
We can speak inside.
Sorry about you, boys. You'll have to pick up their corpses. Oh, I didn't kill him. Okay, good.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after.
Maybe they're after you, Wade.
There is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool.
Fuck
And
it.
since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else.
Remove the head. 2 more
If
will
I
go
do
in its
nothing,
place.
then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
Hey, we got Wade again.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
They love doing. Go, Wade.
Tell us then, Sir.
Nothing fancy. You, sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shield. This will allow us to wage. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see.
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So, Wade. The bearers.
Very good.
As you command.
That guy looked like a young Tyler.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing which will putting an end to.
And so we.
Time to nut up or shut up.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battle for them.
Fine. Down you come.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm
Got him. I'm expecting. Oh, it's a
A
dragoon.
noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Nice try.
Try better than that. Down you come. It wouldn't lock onto that.
So wait!
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Got him.
I don't see any more.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one. Perhaps this will be enough to stop.
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to see him.
And then it will all be... I
I'll be
often wonder if
pushing
the
onwards.
nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will.
Right on, Wade.
For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith one...
So Wade,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before a sound strategy.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged.
I suppose a formal request for an audience.
And appearances. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, where he would be of no use to, and so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part. It is why he remains ever vigilant.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something.
A mark?
It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it and...
I knew it. The burnt blade.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Command.
Your thoughts as well as mine,
Thank you, Sir
Wade.
Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Somebody's walking quite quickly. Or heavily,
Right,
as
I
it
guess.
were.
My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my
Uncle?
surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Uncle.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, Who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
Oh,
This
cool.
will be fun.
Something she's not telling us.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
You're not coming, are you?
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Yet he
Thank you.
still won't.
Clive,
Come on, you're this close.
I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
I didn't take you for...
Oh, this? Well, it's that. I borrowed it from old tomes. Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? From spit roasts?
If it's...
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. But you're made of sterner stuff.
Alright, the
Somebody
recipe, I
tells
got
me you
you.
won't be taking no for an...
Fantastic!
So,
Chance's stew. The only problem is that while the recipe is a beast, no doubt, most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than
Unwanted
brawn.
violets.
Unwanted violets.
does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violet...
Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know some.
Okay. I'm guessing it's a plant. Some sort of Melville variant. Oh, another plus over there. What is this, pray tell?
Typical nobles.
How did we never hear
new
about these
village
guardians of the flame?
Same way they never...
Desiree?
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. Come again. I may have more.
Now, what's a berserker ring? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Increase attack with every dodge.
Clive!
Focus?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. But normally it only takes a couple of drinks. Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear.
Fine. If you think
If
it will
you think
help.
it'll help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. We'll open up when he's ready.
All right.
I doubt he will, but yeah.
Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. Wait a bit, then...
Alright.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
What's it got to do with...
August was worried that something... I thought you might want to talk.
I told you not to stick your...
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about talk to him? You know, please, mate.
Phil, shut you up.
What's going on, Blackthorn?
Really stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all this?
What's going on,
Karen
buddy?
and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, I think. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every... I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. There. You got what you came for.
All right.
So he thinks he's not as good as blacksmith as whoever made something like that.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Didn't think anything could rattle it.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in it. Something tells me this if he has doubts.
I couldn't agree.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy.
Too bloody right.
Glad to hear it.
Speak to Nan first.
Karen. Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come back.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it.
Sorry, sold it. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way, but it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much.
I see.
He did tell me something. Apparently, his next commission.
Here,
Griffin High
there's a
Greaves.
griffin on the hunt board. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted?
Thank you, Karen.
At least you would.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin.
I'll leave the hunting to you. While you get on with that, I'll...
Good idea.
Alright.